Welcome to Adorable Corner, where sensible reigns. It is our promise to keep you informed and entertained with all that makes sense. Do subscribe to this channel and like our videos always.
And welcome. This is the Tag Everything webinar series with WayAround. This is the first of 5 webinars. These webinars will be held every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern through the end of May. And like I said, we've had a record turnout. We have people dialing in from all over the world, from the US, Canada, Europe. I mentioned our friends in Australia and New Zealand. Singapore are probably not going to be able to make it live since it's the middle of the night for them, but they do plan to listen to the recordings. I'm first going to introduce my co-host, JJ of AT Guys. For those of you who don't know, AT Guys online store offers cool gadgets, accessories, and more. JJ tests all of their products to make sure they work great for blind and visually impaired end users, but they also work great for anyone. So you don't have to be blind to shop with JJ. He curates everything. And JJ was one of the first people to really jump on board as a WayAround distributor, and we've done several podcasts and things together, and I'm just delighted that JJ has decided to join us on this first webinar. JJ also hosts the Blind Bargains podcast, where you can find out about cool new gadgets and hear JJ talk with interesting folks about all sorts of issues related to blindness and vision loss. A lot of it's about tech, but not everything. So JJ, I'll go ahead and let you add anything else, and then I'll give a quick overview of WayAround and turn it over to you.
Wow, that's I like the bio. Okay, thank you so much, and then I'm glad we have so many people here. Yeah, to get a bigger room, it's great to have so many people interested in these remote webinars. I've seen several of these types of rooms max out, so it's really interesting and very cool to see all the enthusiasm. Yeah, we've been selling WayAround AT Guys for about a year now, and really love the versatility of it. There's other labeling systems that are out there, but most of them just focused on having stickers, and there were certainly other limitations. The thing I really like about this, and of course Jessica will tell you more, is it's already on the phone. We sell, most of our customers are iPhone or Android users already. So the idea that you could just use a device that you already have was really the big selling point for us. The app is free. Just get the free app and then you can go from there. So yeah, we do a wide variety of technology stuff, and we're going to talk a little more about technology today. Our website is atguys.com. That's atguys.com. You can email us at support@atguys.com. And our phone number is 269-216-4798. I'll repeat that, 269-216-4798. And yeah, we'll talk more in just a little bit.
Great, thank you. So there are several people who have emailed me in the past couple of days and said that they have actually never used WayAround, or they picked up some tags at a convention. And so they are, just getting started with WayAround. And so I'm going to go ahead and give a brief demo. And I'm seeing people chatting in. Thank you so much. Brandon is saying that he's a proud part of Team Pixel for over 2 years now. Our app does work on both Android and iOS. If you're an Android user, I have something special for you next week. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. A lot of people love using the iOS version of this, and Android is becoming more and more popular. So I'm going to do a screen share in just a moment with voiceover, but before I do, I'll go ahead and show you guys a couple of things on the video. So the first thing that you need to know about WayAround is we call it a tag and scan solution. And the reason we call it the tag and scan is because you really just need 2 things. You need your phone to scan, and then you need a Way tag, which I'm holding it one up right here. This is our oval hole button. We have 7 different types of Way tags. They come as stickers, magnets, buttons, and clips. And if you tune in next Tuesday, we'll be going over more about all of the different types of way tags and some of the creative ways that people are using them. So again, you need the two things. You need the app and a way tag. And one of the questions that I'm often asked is, do I need to use my camera? And the answer is no, you do not need to use your camera to use WayAround. Our technology uses something called near field communication. If you've ever used Apple Pay or Android Pay, it's the very same technology. It's a wireless technology, and all you have to do is touch your device to the tag and it transfers the information really, really fast. It doesn't use a lot of battery, and you don't have to focus the camera. So it's a really great feature. If you are using an iPhone, the NFC reader is right on the top skinny edge. So it's not the back face or the front face, it's that top edge, and you'll want to touch that to the way tag. If you're an Android user, you probably know that Androids are not standard, and so the NFC reader is not in a standard location. But one great way to find out where it is just to run your Android phone kind of systematically back and forth across a way tag. Like this, and then your phone will buzz and chime if you have the volume turned on. And yes, usually on the back of the device for Pixel and Galaxy. Good tip, Brandon. So that's a great way to find your NFC reader. And if you still can't find it, just give us a call and we'll help you figure it out. So with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Thank you to everyone who let me know that I was cutting out. I think that with the number of people we have here, plus trying to do a screen share on my phone, it's just maxing out the bandwidth. So what I'm going to do is I will send you a link to our YouTube channel where you can see how to read a way tag, and then you'll be able to see my phone screen. But I'll turn voiceover on, and so those of you who are just dialing in, you'll be able to hear everything. Voiceover on, WayAround. Can everyone hear that?
Yeah, if you turn up a little bit, that might be helpful.
Okay. Let's see.
WayAround, web dialog. Welcome to WayAround.
There you go.
Okay, we're good. So the first thing I'm going to do is just swipe through so that you can hear the home screen of WayAround. One of the things that people really like about WayAround is that it's really simple. So this is everything that's on the home screen.
Settings, button, and banner. Scanner ready, press the read button below. Then hold the top part of your phone on the way tag until you feel a double click. Read button. Create button.
And that's it. So, if you're someone who has fat fingers, or if you're, if you don't like a lot of really complicated buttons and a complicated interface, this is the app for you. So the two buttons, read and create, I'm actually going to start by going to the read button.
Read button. Alert. Ready to scan. Ready to scan.
And so when you hit that read button, you get a little interface that says ready to scan. This is only if you're using an iPhone. And I have a WayTag starter pack. This is one of the most popular products for people just getting started. And in the label on the top left corner, if you have any residual vision, you can see a white circle with the WayAround logo. And that is actually an NFC tag, and it'll tell you what's in this package. So if you order a bunch of different tags, all you need to do is touch your phone.
This is a starter pack from WayAround. You're on your way to a world that's natural and welcoming for people with blindness or vision loss.
So this told me it's a starter pack. I'm going to swipe so you can hear a little bit more.
It includes 10 way clips, 5 square top on metal way clips, 15 stickers, 5 square on metal stickers, 10 square magnets, 5 2-hole buttons, and 10 oval hole buttons. There are a total of 60 way tags.
Great. And if you're an Android user using TalkBack, the gestures are very similar, just swiping left and right. I highly encourage you to use TalkBack or VoiceOver with WayAround. It's what makes the tags speak to you. Otherwise, you can use any sort of inverted colors, large font, whatever accessibility settings you have on your device. That is how the information in WayAround is going to display to you. So I will now show you how to create a way tag. So again, those buttons at the bottom, there were read and create.
Create button. Creating way tag. Heading level 1. End. Banner.
So I'll swipe.
Description. Heading level 2. Enter the text you want written to the way tag. Multi-line text field.
So this is a text box, and I am going to go ahead and tag the sweater that I'm wearing today. Someone just asked, are there way tags that are safe for laundry? Yes. What I have is an oval hole button. This can go in the washer, the dryer, you can dry clean it. It is safe up to 250 degrees, so you can wash in really hot water. And it also works down to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. So a lot of people actually use these little buttons in the freezer. So they're really versatile. You can use them with a safety pin and attach them to your garments. You can also loop a hair elastic or rubber band through and attach them to all sorts of things. So my sweater that I'm going to tag is, I will let you guys hear what I'm going to say.
Enter the text you want written to the way tag. Multi-line text field is editing. Enter the text you want written to the way tag. Insertion point at start.
Okay, so now to enter the text, I can either use my, I can use the keyboard on my phone or a Bluetooth keyboard if you have that. Otherwise, you can use the dictate function, which is a really popular way to do that. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do.
Dictate.
Charcoal gray chunky knit sweater.
Inserted charcoal gray chunky knit sweater. Description. Multi-line text field. Charcoal gray chunky knit sweater.
So one tip is the description is whatever you want to hear as soon as you scan your way tag. If you want to hear like a very detailed description that this is a great sweater but don't wear it to work, you can put that type of information. You can really put in a lot of information, up to 2,000 characters. So it's you can get pretty detailed. We also have what we call detail types, and I'm going to swipe down so you can hear a little more about those.
Detail type. Select. Pop-up button. Detail type. Select. Pop-up button. Select. Picker item. Adjustable. 1 of 11.
Okay, so we have different predefined fields that let you add more information. I'll let you hear some of them.
Appointment. Artwork. Business card. Cleaning supply. Clothing care.
If I kept going on, we have files, grocery items, all different things. So I'll go ahead and do clothing care.
Done. Button. Detail type. Clothing care. Pop-up button.
And so now I have a bunch of different fields that have appeared. So
Clothing care. Heading level 2. Sorting. Select. Pop-up button.
So if I want to enter sorting information, I can go ahead and pick that.
Sorting. Select. Pop-up button. Select. Picker item. Adjustable. 1 of 6. Whites. Lights. Darks.
So since it's charcoal gray, I'll pick darks.
Done. Button. Sorting. Darks. Pop-up button. Washing. Select. Pop-up button. Washing. Select. Pop-up button. Select. Picker item. Adjustable. 1 of 9.
And if you, so again, all of the washing settings are based on the typical things that you would find on clothing tags, like
Dry clean only. Dry clean. No trichloroethylene. Do not wash. Hand wash. Machine wash cold.
okay, so that's the setting for this sweater.
Done. Button. Washing. Machine wash cold. Pop-up button.
I'm not going to enter additional information because I think you probably understand what you can do, but you can enter a whole lot of things.
Trying. Select. Other. Select. Purchase date. Pop-up button.
So if you're someone who really likes to keep track of the latest fashions, the purchase date might be really important to you.
Clean date.
So the clean date, if you keep track of, things have to be washed on a certain schedule, this will be a really useful field. It always defaults to today's date. And then you can also enter custom details, custom links. If you wanted to put the URL to where you bought the shirt or the sweater, you could do that. So you can make this information work for you. You don't have to enter it, but if it's helpful, it's there for you. And then at the very bottom, there is a write button.
Right button. Alert. Ready to scan. Ready to scan.
So I got that ready to scan again, and that's how you know if you're on iPhone that it's ready to actually interact with the tag. So I'll just touch the tag to the top of the phone.
WayAround. Success. Way tag written. Charcoal gray chunky knit sweater.
So that is the description, and then you'll hear.
Sorting tarps. Washing machine wash cold.
So it's really, it's a simple interface. If you do want to enter information in a language that's not English, you can do that. The app itself is all in English, but we do have fields where you can create your own headers and the other information. So you can enter in any language that your phone supports. So for those of you who do want a visual, I'm sorry that that I wasn't able to do the screen share, but you can see the way the interface is. It's very clean. Again, if you have large font or inverted colors, it would appear using all of those accessibility settings. So with that, I'll again encourage you to come next week because I'll be talking more about all of the different types of way tags and what different people are using them for. And I will also send around some videos from our YouTube channel so that you can get more of a step-by-step if you're just starting out with WayAround. So without further ado, I will turn it over to JJ.
Awesome, cool. Thanks everyone, and for those of you that are listening on the recording, hello to you as well. If you have, I saw the email that just went out before this, and if you haven't yet, I think you might be mentioning at the end, Jessica, there's a bit of a discount coming up as well that's available. So definitely check that out. So what I want to do is talk about, and the reason I think Jessica wanted me to come on is to talk about how WayAround works with other technology that we have. So one of the phrases that we use on the podcast, on the Blind Bargains cast a lot, is having multiple tools in the toolbox and kind of using those tools, combining together to get done whatever you need to get done, whether it's labeling things or whether it's reading your mail or doing whatever else. So I don't necessarily have one tool that I use for every single thing. It really depends on the type of thing that I'm trying to do, the job that I'm trying to accomplish, and trying to find the most efficient way to do this. So when it comes to WayAround, of course, we have many different types of tags that are out there, but it's not necessarily just a replacement for other things. I'm an avid Braille reader. I love Braille. It doesn't replace Braille, but you can use it in combination with Braille. The same thing goes with a lot of the apps on your phone that you can use to read things. But what I find is as soon as you put that tag on something, it's one of the most efficient ways to get that information. So the trick is, how do we get that information? So say we're looking at a food item, or you're looking at clothing. How do you get that initial information to put on the tag and put in that label? You know, Jessica's able to look at that shirt, the sweater, and know exactly what color it is and everything. Well, I'm blind. I can't do that exactly. So I need to have someone from the store initially tell me, or perhaps call Ira or Be My Eyes to get that information initially. Or maybe I ordered it online on Amazon and I know what I bought, so I can label it that way. So I need to find another way of getting that information. So I'm going to go through a few different things that I use. Some of these may be very familiar to some of you, and some of these may be new. I don't have screen share either, but I will try to pull some things in front of the camera here. I have an iPhone and an Android that's fitting in front of me. I am primarily an Android user, but I do have an iPhone as well because there are a couple really good labeling and scanning apps on the iPhone. The good news is there's now options on both sides as far as labeling things and as far as being able to know what's what. So let me Let's see. Oh, don't worry. Hold on 1 second. I'll turn my voice up here. We'll start with the obvious. To many of you, Seeing AI is an app on the iPhone that, of course, you can use for many different things, including identifying products and using short text. You can see in the chat window, Jessica just put up a link to the WayAround YouTube channel if you'd like to check that out as well after you're done with this presentation. So Seeing AI was probably, I wouldn't say the first, but it was the first app that really did this labeling and identifying stuff really efficiently. It's been out for a few years now, and it has a couple different modes that work really well for identifying things. One is called short text, where it will just start looking for text that it can find as you point the camera.
55, 60%.
So
Quick help. Pause announcements.
I'm swiping right.
Channel. Product. Adjustable.
And we have a thing here that says channel. So if you're a voiceover user, you will swipe up or down one time.
Document.
Or as many times you need, I mean, with one finger.
Short text.
Short text. So now it's on the short text mode, and I could grab something here. And let's see if it sees anything. Hold on 1 second.
Pause announce. Quick help.
Yep,
Channel.
it's on.
Short text.
Let's see.
Adjustable.
Of course it isn't. You know, sometimes it's a lot. There it goes.
Girl. Dot. Free product. 6.5. 18. Product.
So you see, okay, I could keep turning this. I'm holding a jar or can, and you see it kind of gave me some information. It said girl. If I knew what I bought and I knew the brand name, that might be enough information. That's actually part of the brand name. That's maybe not the most efficient thing, but for some things like a box, short text would work a lot better. The reason I think short text is having trouble here is because this is a round object. But another mode that might work better for this situation is product. So I swiped up a couple times, and now we have products. Listen to the beeps.
Cornstarch.
So what it did there, and it kind of happened really quickly, I'll actually back up, is it the Seeing AI uses beeps to help you line up the barcode. So I'll do this again. And it keeps identifying it really quickly, which is great for a demo. But what it will start doing is it will start beeping, and the faster it beeps, the closer it is to the barcode. And once it sees the barcode, it recognizes it, then it will go into its database and try to tell you what the item is. And if I go on the screen, you heard it say, but we can do it again.
Share button. Cornstarch.
Cornstarch. Now, that's not very much information, is it? That might be all you need to know, depending on what you're trying to do. That might be all the information that you need. Now, here you can do a couple different things. If you know where you bought it, say, I do a lot of grocery shopping online, so I order on Shipped. So I know what brand of cornstarch that I bought. I know the information. And cornstarch is a product that's pretty, pretty universal as far as how it operates and the directions and things like that. I could, go ahead and make a way tag for that at this point. Why would I make a way tag instead of just doing this again? For the efficiency. It's so quick just to take the phone and just tap it right to the top of the thing. If you put your sticker on the top here, you go, boom, it's going to recognize it right away. Where otherwise you're going to have to, after you open the app, you're going to have to turn the can or whatever around for a few seconds. Not that you couldn't do it pretty fast, but I think with the way tags, it ends up being a much faster experience. You could either use a sticker, or you could perhaps even use a clip with a little hair tie or rubber band or something to that effect, that if you want to reuse the same one over and over. That's what the versatility of WayAround is. You have all the different types, and you can kind of find different ways, and there's several different ways to accomplish these things. Let me try to say, yes.
I'm seeing a question from Flora. Can you take a question?
Of course.
All right, Flora, I've unmuted you. You need to unmute yourself, and then you can ask your question.
Flora, that's Alt, and that's Alt A on. Oh, there we go. I think I hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We got you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got part of what you're saying, but it's very lousy now. It's like keep breaking up, so I'm not sure. You showing is Seeing AI, or you showing WayAround? I'm sorry.
So what I am showing, and sorry if we're breaking up at all. What I am showing is how to use Seeing AI to get information to then use and then label a tag. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
that
Yeah.
makes sense. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
So
I mute myself now. Okay, so
Okay.
no background noise.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you helped us clarify that. So the idea is to use multiple technologies together to label things and get that information. So I'm going to actually show a very similar thing on Android. So just to show you how this might work, Android has an app called Lookout, and Lookout happens to have been recently updated. So this is a mode called Food Label. So again, I'm going to turn the can.
Product not recognized. Try rotating it to other sides. Clabber Girl cornstarch.
Ah, they gave me the brand. Clapper Girl cornstarch.
Product not recognized. Try rotating it to other sides.
Well, we already recognized it.
Pause food label.
So Clapper Girl cornstarch, that's an app called Lookout. It's on Android. It pretty much does the same thing. It has a short text mode. It has a food label mode. I find it a little more forgiving as far as finding out labels and information for food. Although sometimes I find it a little too forgiving, and I've actually seen it misidentify something. So while I was testing it for this presentation, it identified it as cornstarch. It also identified it as some sort of beans, which I knew wasn't correct. So you kind of just have to, understand that sometimes the information it's going to give you, you might need to try it a couple times to do that. So,
JJ?
Yep.
We got another question from Diana.
Hi, Diana.
Diana, you're unmuted. Oh, I think maybe you just muted yourself.
Do we have her now?
Looks like she's still muted. It's Alt-A to unmute. There you go.
Got it. Okay.
Hey, Diana.
Thank you. Yeah, that was previous to what you were saying now, because I was trying to do the creating a label on my iPhone, and I went to, actually I even turned off voiceover because I couldn't hear her or you, but I was trying to get to the description, and then I tried to go to the select to see which would be the detail type. And for some reason with voiceover, I'm not getting the drop down menu when I click on there. So I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong or so it's my phone.
Sure. Diana, are you dialed into Zoom through your phone?
No.
Okay. I had done some testing earlier and I was having a lot of glitches with the WayAround app if I was dialed into Zoom through my phone. I think that it may, if you are on the current version, it may just be that you need to restart the app. But I'm happy to work with you offline just to figure out what might be going on, because that select button will get you into all of the different detail types.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought about. So I don't want to take, the time for the workshop, the webinar, but that's what happened. So I wanted to report that.
Okay. And
right.
Diana, Darwin is just chatting in. He says, try touching the bottom of the screen and then swipe up and down, and that might do the trick. And if not, then we'll touch base later.
Yeah, I tried that before.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I will get in touch with you after this meeting so that we can figure out what's going on.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And JJ, we have a couple of other questions.
Yeah, let's take them.
All right. So there's a user, it's a Nokia 2.3. I've unmuted you. If your name is Nokia, or
can you hear me now?
We got you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is Junaid Emmanuel from Nigeria. I have one question, and then the other one is a concern. Please, I would request the man showing us the demonstration to please take it a little bit slow.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, some of us are here that English is not our native language, so please take it a bit slow so that we can hear you. Then the question I want to ask, is this going to be available for us to download as a recorded meeting after this, or it's just going to end here?
Yes, it'll absolutely be recorded. And since you've signed up, you'll get the email with the recording link. So if you want to share or review, you're welcome to do that at any point.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So that's it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much from Nigeria. Glad you're here.
Yes.
Okay. And
You have a couple more hands.
yep. So Tina, you are unmuted.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep. You're good.
Nice. Okay. You just answered my question about how to get to the archives, and I'm assuming these will also be downloadable, correct?
Yes. So it'll be a link that you can view. You know, we'll probably put it up on our YouTube channel. So then if you want to download it, you should be able to do that.
Yeah, or make an MP3 file of it. One of the comments that I've had voiced, and Jessica, you and I privately discussed this, is that right now it's all user entered. I think one of the things that I would love to see with this app is automation, so that, let's say you go to a grocery store and you want to tag something, there would be some way for it to pick up data about a product so that it automatically picks that data up and you don't have to type it in. Are you guys looking into that?
Jessica, can I throw in an idea here?
Go for it.
One thing that you might think about doing if you're using, say, an app like Seeing AI is use the feature to copy text to the clipboard. Because then you could identify a product using that and then flip right back over, go into your recent apps and flip back to the WayAround app and then paste that right into the box. And that might be one way to kind of shortcut, because you know, there's millions and millions of there's food items, there's books, there's just so many different things. And I don't know all the plans that WayAround has, but I think to try to go down that road might kind of end up sidetracking it. It's not as easy of a nut to crack as we might think. And I think the best idea might be to use those other apps that are out there and then just copying that information straight away into WayAround.
Yep, JJ, that's a great suggestion. And Tina, I know you and I have talked about a lot of ideas. We have done some work with trying to get some food and beverage type information into WayAround that would be a lot easier. It's not ready to roll out yet, but I would highly encourage everyone to come on week 4. So I believe that's May 20th or 21st. It's the Tuesday of that week. And we're going to be talking a lot about, you know, other companies and people and plans that we have to get information into WayAround so that you're not having to do it. So
May 19th.
May 19th.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so Jessica, would you like me to email you after this meeting so that we can touch base on why I haven't received the package, or would you want to email me? You've been hard to contact.
Yeah, Tina, why don't you send an email to me and we'll get in touch.
Okay, because I know you've been extremely hard to contact lately, so
yeah,
that's why I wanted to get back in touch with you.
Great. Okay, yeah, please
Thank
do.
you.
Thank you. Okay, and JJ, we have one more hand up.
All right.
Mitchell. And Mitchell, you are unmuted.
Hi, good job on this. Is there a podcast that mentions all these features, or?
Yeah, which features are you talking about specifically?
About the app itself.
Yeah, there's been a couple. Maybe Jessica can put some of the links into the email. I know there's been some stuff on the WayAround YouTube channel. We've done a couple on blind bargains with Jessica over time. So there certainly are several different demos and recordings that have been done.
Yes, and when we send out the email with a recording of this, we'll include some of those resources.
All right, thank you.
All right. So let's see. Oh, okay. So I think that's all for the questions.
Okay.
I'm going to let JJ get back to his presentation for a while, and then we'll take some more questions toward the end.
No problem. In fact, why don't we mention right now, before we go any further, one of the things that we have collaborated to do is to give away a free sticker. So if you haven't tried out WayAround before and you want to just see how it works, you can go to atguys.com/free tag, and we will send you a sticker. Now, it takes us a couple weeks sometimes to get this into the mail. We'll send it to anywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. Just let us know, and we will get that sticker in the mail. And then you can download the app, you can try it out, and you can get it to work for you. I see we have a hand or two coming up. So why don't we, tell you what, why don't I talk about a couple other things, and then we can go and do the questions. But we do see your hands raised as well. So in addition to seeing AI on iOS and Lookout on Android, I mean, there's other apps that do similar things. Another one I would certainly recommend if you haven't got it yet, it is a paid app, is called VoiceStream Scanner. So VoiceStream Scanner is by far the best scanning and OCR app now on iPhone and coming to Android, yay, as well. So for those of you who bought the KNFB reader for $99 back then, I'm sorry, there's a better app now for a few bucks. And, you know, it's just how time marches on. But VoiceStream Scanner, when you take a picture of something, it does a really good job of reading more of the box contents and things like that. So if you want to get ingredient information or nutritional information or more detailed instructions that might be written on a tag, you can get VoiceStream Scanner. In fact, they're doing a bundle right now for $9.95, which gives you VoiceStream Reader, which is a book reader, and VoiceStream Scanner all together. So again, how these work with WayAround is to get the information that you want to put on the tag. So whether it's using another app to get that information, whether it's Googling. So for instance, with that cornstarch, I could go on Google and I type in directions for Clapper Girl cornstarch, and Google will actually tell me that. And let's see, I think I just had this up in Google. Well, I just closed it, but it looks like I'm, you know, when I did that, it actually gives you the directions and it, you know, tells you exactly how to use the product. So you can get that information online and then put it directly on your tag. The advantage of having that on a tag, it just saves you from having to Google it every single time or asking your assistant every single time. That's another way you can get that information. If you have an Echo Dot or a Google Home, you can say, hey, G, I'm not going to say her name, but I don't want to activate her. What are the directions for, you know, for this ham and cheese hot pocket or whatever you're using? And a lot of times Google or Alexa, oh, now I said it. A lot of times they will give you that information and then you can put it right on the tag. So it becomes a really useful tool. Another way, of course, that you can get information is by using what we've been calling now the visual assistants. So these primarily are Be My Eyes and Ira, although it could be you FaceTiming a friend or a family member, or getting on Skype or getting on even Zoom with someone. So that allows you to talk to an actual person in cases where the apps and electronic and online tools aren't giving you the information that you need. Then you can fall back and talk to a person. So Ira is a service where you can call and get a trained visual assistant on demand. There's apps for iOS and Android. And if you're not aware, there is a mode available now, a service available that gives you calls for up to 5 minutes for free. You just have to sign up at aira.io and get those free calls. There's no cost for that. You don't have to sign up for a plan, and you can call up for 5 minutes at a time. That's not 5 minutes a day, that's 5 minutes at a time. So you can call right back. And so far, they're just allowing you to call as many times as you need. So especially when you're doing a 5-minute call, it helps to have whatever it is you want to do ready to go. So that means have the item in front of you, have sufficient lighting in your room. So make sure there's lights turned on, especially if you're blind, you might not think about having lights turned on. Make sure there's sufficient lighting, make sure you have a good internet connection. You know, if you want to have 2 or 3 or 4 things identified at once, just have them all sitting in front of you and ready to go so you can maximize that call. Then when you're done with the call, you can go back to WayAround and label the stuff. I think it's really helpful to have two devices working at once. What I mean by that is if I'm on a call with Ira on my phone, I'll have Notepad open on the computer, and then I can type in whatever information it is that they're telling me. That way I don't have to try to remember everything. I can go in Notepad and make some notes, and then when I'm done and off the call, I can put that information and put it on the tag. You can go the opposite way as well. Jessica and I were talking about this yesterday. You could get on a Zoom call with someone, create a Zoom meeting. You can get on the free plan of Zoom and have meetings with just up to one other person, or you can get on Skype or any other number of computer or services on your computer and use your webcam. So most laptops have a webcam. It's on your monitor near the top facing you. And most of those have a webcam, so you can connect with another person and have them help you identify things. And then the advantage of that is you can have that open and the WayAround app open at the same time. So if you have someone that's willing to take some time to help you identify some stuff, you can have that open on your computer, and then you can have the WayAround app open at the same time and put in that information, as far as whatever it is that you want to label. So just a few ways that, just try to think a little bit outside the box as far as ways to label and do tags. And Jessica's going to talk next week about the different ways that you can use tags. Having seven different types really makes the tags very versatile. So I especially like the clips and the buttons because you can also attach other things to them, such as a rubber band or a hairnet or hair tie, or things like that, to extend those and reuse them. You can reuse those tags as much as you want. You can even reuse the sticker if you were to put the sticker onto something else that is reusable. So lots of versatility there, and I know that Jessica will be talking more about that next week. I know we have at least one question. What do we have for questions, Jessica?
So I see someone calling in by phone. It's an 803 number. I'm going to unmute you. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I wanted to know, when you use the tag and you put your description in there, and then you make a mistake or want to use it elsewhere, can you scan the tag and then delete all the previous text and put different text in there? Basically reuse the tag for another item?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you want to expound on that a little more, Jessica.
Sure. So what, and I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, sir.
It's Steve from South Carolina.
Okay. Hi, Steve. Thanks for the question. So what I didn't explain on the introduction, just a little intro to WayAround, is there is an edit button. So you can edit, if it's just a typo, if you want to add a little bit of information, or if you already have information written to that tag, rather than going in and deleting everything out, you can just create a new tag. It'll bring up a fresh screen. And when you write it to that way tag, it'll just overwrite all of the information. So, once you've used WayAround for a while, you would definitely want to have some sort of a system to know which tags are available, so you don't overwrite something that you actually intend to keep. But it's really flexible, and you can do it as many times as you want.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
And see, that's one of the beauties, I think, of WayAround is you can reuse the tags as much as you want. You don't have to use them in any particular order. It doesn't matter. You can mix and match as much as you want, and as long the tags can be reused as much as you want. And just about all of them, you can move them around. The sticker is the only one that has an adhesive back, but even still, you could stick the sticker onto something more permanent if you wanted to even reuse the stickers. So there's a lot of different ways to use them. It's the versatility that I really love.
Great. So we got a question on the chat. Are the way tags weatherproof? And so the buttons have the highest waterproof rating. So if you use them outside in the garden, that would be fine. They're rated to about 250 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which I believe I learned is also negative 40 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
So it's the magic conversion number. But yes, so those are the ones I would recommend using outside. The stickers are water resistant. You know, you can wipe them clean if you're using them in the kitchen, but I wouldn't recommend submerging them in water, and they don't have the rating for, you know, heat and cold, although I have heard of people using them in the freezer with no problems. So let's go on. I see we have 3 hands up. So
cool. Let's
Bonnie,
take those questions and then we wrap it
great.
up. And...
Yeah, perfect. We've got about 10 minutes left, so we'll take a few more questions. Bonnie, you
Hi.
are up.
Yep, I'm here. Okay, so it's not a question, it's more a comment. I didn't know if JJ covered it. If you want information, you can go to directionsforme.com and
Yes.
you can get directions on everything. And I'm thinking if you went there, I missed the first part of this, but so the app, can you have it on the computer? You really need to do it on your phone, right? So you have the app on your phone?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what you would do is you would go to directionsforme.com, find the thing that you're looking for, and it is really clear and easy to navigate that website. And then you could select the text and then just plug it into your WayAround tag app.
Yeah, very good point. I love that website.
Yeah, it's such a good website. So, and then I guess my other question is for you, JJ. Do you still have your, I mean, I still have your scanner, but something happened to my computer, changes stuff. Anyway, so I'm no longer using that little scanner that I bought from you years ago, and I need to start using it again. Will it still,
Yep.
Does it still work?
Yep, we had some trouble with it for a small time, but yep, it works again.
Okay, so I need to get with you on that. All right, and that's another thing. If you have a scanner that JJ sells, putting a plug-in, do you still sell it?
Not currently, but we're gonna bring it back. She's talking about a barcode scanner. That
Okay, I won't say any more then.
All right, we're gonna bring it back at some point because I
right.
think it's another great companion to WayAround.
Absolutely, yeah, totally.
Thanks, Bonnie.
All right. Yep.
Okay, and so next up is Cynthia. Cynthia? Hi, Cynthia.
Hey.
You brought up a card in your information on the website, and it's supposed to be the size of a credit card, and it's supposed to work with the WayAround. Were you planning on doing anything, a talk on that in the upcoming seminars?
I think she's talking about the WayLink, right?
Yeah, so yes, so we will talk more about the WayLink in one of the upcoming seminars, possibly next week if there's time. If not, definitely on the 3rd one.
All right, thank you.
So, and just to add on to that, that's really intended for people with older iPhones. If you have an iPhone 7 or newer, it's built into your phone. And by the way, that new iPhone SE that just came out, if you're looking for a lower cost iPhone, that has NFC. So you can use that. Wow, 5. All right, yeah, we got a whole bunch of questions. Get through.
It's a great tip. And JJ, we've had a couple of people, I'm getting a ton of questions through the chat. So yes, if you're wanting to know more about the tags in detail, definitely tune in next week. That's a big topic. We're going to go through all 7 types and some of the creative ways that people are using them. So definitely come in there. And then the iPhones, any iPhone is compatible with WayAround. If you have an iPhone that's older than an iPhone 7, you'll need that WayLink that we were just talking about. So you can get in touch with me or tune into a future webinar and we'll talk a little bit more about that. A lot of people just love using the WayLink because it's a great little device. It's really handy. But if you have an older iPhone or some Android phones, even some new Android phones don't have NFC, and it's basically an external NFC reader. JJ's holding it up. It's about the size of a credit card, about a ½ inch thick. It's really lightweight. People who use WayAround in the kitchen a lot really like using that device just because then you're not having to touch food and potentially messy items with your expensive phone. So good. We have about 8 minutes, and I have a question from a phone caller. It's a 915 number. Go ahead.
Hi, Jessica and JJ. This is Mary Alice. It was very informative presentation. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been wanting to get involved with the WayAround tags. I have the sample pack and have yet to figure out how to use them. So I appreciate all the knowledge from today. I just wanted to give a pointer. I also have a pen friend, and of course, they're stickers. So what I do is I cut an index card in half or in quarters and put the stickers on them and use those little snack size lunch bags and place them in there, or I'll just rubber band them around my canned goods or clip them on my frozen foods and stuff so that I can reuse them. So that would be something you could do with those sticker way tags, is stick them on a portion of an index card and put them in something to reuse them.
Love it.
So
Great
that's
tip.
it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary Alice. Okay, and another phone caller, it is a 662 number. Go right ahead.
Yes, this is Courtney. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Hi, Courtney.
Okay, great. Hi. My question is, my husband and I are both blind, and if I use the WayAround tags and I program it on my phone, can he use the WayAround app on his phone to scan the tag and get the same information?
JJ, you want to take this one? Or?
Sure. Yeah, what I would do, and I think what you would do here, Jessica, right, is you could share the same login information between your two phones, right? And that's how I would approach that, because you can, it's all on the cloud, and that information will come between the two phones.
Yeah, so information is, and we had a couple of similar questions on the chat, so thank you so much for your question. The information is private to an account. So a lot of people have their accounts on multiple devices. You know, if you have a phone and a tablet, for example, you can do that. Or if there's multiple blind or vision impaired people living in the same household, they may share an account across all of their devices.
And even like an O&M instructor could share an account with a student and label stuff and then send the tags home. You know, so there's a lot of different ways to share an account.
Yeah, and JJ, since you brought that up, right now it is really difficult on the iPhone to sign out and sign in as a different user. So if you are an O&M instructor, we are working on a much easier way where you can just sign in and sign out to work with your students. It's hopefully going to be available really soon. And I do want to give Darwin a couple of minutes at the very end. Darwin Belt is our co-founder. And Darwin, if that's something that you wanted to address or any other future WayAround developments, I'll let Darwin say more about that. So thanks so much for the question. Okay, and one more I have, Rich, go right ahead.
JJ mentioned a free tag. Could he give the address to send for that again?
Yes, atguys.com/free tag. So atguys.com/free tag. And in the email, and perhaps one of you, Jess or Jarvis, I was going to mention too, there's a bit of a sale going on as well. So lots of opportunities to try and expand your WayAround convention.
Did you say that was an email?
So the website is atguys.com/free tag. And that's for the free tag.
And I did just put that in the chat, but we'll send an email. If you got our email to sign up for this webinar, then you're on our list. So we'll make sure that we send a nice recap email. You'll have the recording of this along with some of the links of the resources that we've mentioned.
Thank you very much.
Cool. And thank you so much, Jessica. And I'll just give our contact information again.
Oh, JJ, sorry about that.
That's like, oh, maybe guys, she's muted. She doesn't want to hear that. Okay, well, just kidding.
No, you're good.
atguys.com is our website. We are proud to be a distributor of the WayAround and all the tags, and it's been great working with all the.
Yep.
Okay, it's been great working with everyone. atguys.com. Support at atguys is our email, and 269-216-4798 is our number. We're a small company as well, so just leave us a voicemail. We'll be sure to get back to you. 269-216-4798. And thank you so much.
Great. And JJ, thank you so much for being my partner in crime on this. It's a lot of fun. You've gotten a lot of great feedback in the comments. I know there's a few questions in the comments that I have not been able to get to individually. So if somehow I overlooked you, it's just because there were so many things flying at me. So if you'd like to get in touch with me, the easiest way is to send me an email. It's connect wayaround.com. It sounds like a generic email, but it'll land right in my inbox, and I'll get right back to you as soon as I can. And Darwin, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you if you want to say any final words during our last couple of minutes.
Yes. First off, I wanted to congratulate JJ and you on a good job today. Thank you very much. And I do want to also address the question a while ago about sharing the accounts on the iPhone. That is our highest priority. It will be included on our next release, so that it'll be much easier on an iPhone to share those accounts. And so I do appreciate everyone that has contacted us and joined the webinar. I really appreciate that very much. We really want to accomplish a lot of things, and the best input is from people that are users, because you use it day in and day out, just like JJ, and have great ideas. And so we want to continue having some webinars. We will not do them every week, but we want to have series like this for this next month where we can give information. And I do want to let you know we have some really large ideas that will make things much easier to get input, get information input into the tags. But it's going to take a lot of people using the tags to have the funding to be able to do it. It's not the funding from you, but it's the more users we have, the more manufacturers and the more clout we will have in public spaces and that type of stuff to be able to get that information input before you have to input it yourself. So I do want you to spread the word. This needs to be a grassroots movement of being able to make information accessible where you do not have to depend on other people. That is one of our goals, is to make information accessible from items and locations without having to interact with other people. And I know that that is one of the things that many people like, and it's very hard to come by when you're blind and can't see things around you. So again, I thank everyone for joining. And Jessica, I'm going to turn it back to you and let you talk about the discount.
Great. Yes, we are offering a discount for anyone who's attended these webinars. It is a 15% discount that is available to anyone, and then a 20% discount that you can use because you've attended the webinar. And I am not remembering the code, so look in your email. I'm so sorry. There's a special coupon code. Tag Everything will get you 15%, and I will send around in an email to those of you who registered for this webinar the code for a 20% discount. You can use that wayaround.com, or you can use it on AT Guys and many of our other distributors as well. And the last thing I'll say, adding on to what Darwin said, WayAround was started by Darwin Belt, and Armin Fisher is the other co-founder, and they both have vision loss themselves. So this is definitely something that they created that would be helpful for them. And we've gotten a ton of great feedback over the past couple of years from lots of our users. Even a lot of the information here today really feeds our development, and the more people let us know what you'd like to see, how you'd like to use WayAround. Somebody chatted in that you'd love to see this in hotels, malls, airports, train stations, and we would too. So come to the 4th webinar on May 19th. That's a Tuesday, and you'll hear a lot of what we're working on with some of the experts in the field. And definitely send us your ideas. The more ideas we get, the more we can work with them. So thank you again. I'll send out an email with a recording, and hope you join us next week.
Thank you for your precious time watching and listening. We value your comment on our videos. For questions and concerns, please call +234 806160 9134 or send a mail to emmanueljunaidh@gmail.com. EMANUELJUNAIDH@gmail.com. Catch you on the next video. Cheers.